Welcome back to the Big Screen Bros podcast. And today we are talking about the last movie starring Christianbale that appeared on Netflix.
I don't like this energy.
Toby Jones, Gillian Anderson, Lucy Bonham, Robert Duvall. Yes, you've heard of it. You know it. The Pale Blue Eye.
But this shit sucked.
Just watched it.
Oh my god.
And what can I say other than Christianbale has recovered from what the MCU did to his acting career. He did phenomenal. I think I saw one green screen in this whole movie.
Are you talking about Thor? Love and whatever?
Yeah, Love and
Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, he's talking
That
about
that didn't ruin his career. It didn't even left a stain.
It left a stain on my respect for him.
I still liked him in that movie.
I
Probably was the
loved
best
him.
in that movie.
Wasn't he
was
also
the best
in
part.
Babylon? With Brad Pitt?
This man promised the dude who directed the Batman trilogy, if he ever did a superhero movie again, he would get his permission. And he wasted that permission on this.
No, that's why Christopher Nolan was like, yeah, you can do that. And
He
you know,
saw-
to
he
be
saw-
honest, he didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'll just do my part because this shit sounds cool and I'll just fucking leave it to them.
He probably saw it and he was like,
Ash, watch your mouth, alright, bro? This is a Christian channel.
yeah, Christian Bale channel, boy.
Yeah, nice.
So,
I ironically, I love Christian Bale. Every time I see him in a film, I'm like, that'll be good.
I remember when I dropped out of college, he was one of the 5 actors who I watched every single movie they had done. I
Yeah.
watched all his things. I love the dude. He's great. It's not his fault Terminator was bad, but people just didn't care.
Oh yeah, Terminator is just that's a weird franchise. I don't know why they keep making movies about it. They should have stopped at the third one. The one with the hot girl.
Honestly, they should have stopped us at the first.
Hot girl.
The second one was good though. I enjoyed the second one. With the
The second one is actually the best.
yeah, but they should have stopped us at the first. That's just me, you know. So the Pale Blue Eyes, featured on Netflix. It came out like 2 years ago, 2022, maybe 2023. I can't remember. But it's a fun little Christian Bale movie. So it's about a
It's
drunk.
not fun. You have the wrong energy for this movie, bro. Like, how is this movie fun?
It's pretty much a family movie. I don't know what you're talking about. You saw the whole family got together.
I was laughing all the time, just smiling.
You were singing that song too. You're like, duh, duh,
He stole from me.
duh.
They stole the song from me.
Bro, it's a simple note that a lot of people use.
Don't
It
say
really adds to a song. Okay, they just steal it from you.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's Pale Blue Eyes. It's about a detective who may be a drunk. This is like 1800s maybe. It's based off a book, and he's going to the United States Military Academy where there's been a murder, and they hired him to solve it. I guess the first thing we should mention, the people who hired him to solve it, they're like, "You're the worst detective ever. It's been a month, and you know nothing." And this guy's like, "What have you discovered in a month?" And they're like,
Yeah, they're like, you're a bad detective. You drink 2 beers a day. You're basically an alcoholic.
as we find out why.
He's not an alcoholic. He's not. He just likes to have a little drink once in a while.
So they call him up. They're like, "Yo, come to our school, boy. We got a little quest for you to do, mystery man." So he shows up. He's got the mystery outfit on, the jacket, the hat, and they're like, "Look, there's been a murder." He's like, "Okay, what does that got to do with me? Call the police." Well, we don't want people getting scared. He's like, "Okay." He hung himself off a tree. He's like, "A suicide. What's that got to do with me? I'm leaving." But it wasn't a suicide, sir. And he turns around slowly. What? And as we get to the body, we find out the whole situation. Dude was hung there, feet barely touching the ground, and his heart was cut out of his chest. And so this is like, okay, what's going on now? We get to the real mystery of this. Like, first of all, who's doing this and why? Cutting the heart out of a chest is real weird, I'd say.
Is it though? I mean, I could do it.
Yeah, we know. You were talking a lot during the movie. You're like, yeah, I've done
I'm
that before.
basically capable of doing it. I mean, they were talking about, oh, you need to know, you have to acknowledge. Like, I saw Kano do it on Mortal Kombat. Like, I'm good.
Can your hands even reach that far?
Are you implying I have small hands? What is the implication here?
I find you're fat. Your body weight would push them away.
I will probably fall on top of that.
So we get to the real deep part of it, the actual discovering what happened with the murderers. So he's a detective. He's looking through all this stuff. We meet the person who played Harry Potter's brother, or the Dudley from Harry Potter, the big boy who bullied him, and then they became friends at the end. He has lost so much weight. He looks frightening.
No, he looks awesome. Paul. That's my boy Paul, bro.
Like he's got a beautiful jawline, but his cheeks have jaws too, and his eyes have jaws. His forehead has jaws. Like he's got a lot of jaws.
Honestly, it's before he has the best performance in the movie, including where.
No, he doesn't. Christian Bale was better.
Nah,
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
when he screamed.
Here's a little spoiler for the end. He's standing on the cliff. He turns around, back facing the cliff. We're like, what's he gonna do? He opens his hand up. A ribbon flies out of his hand. He's like, "I love you, my dear," and he walks away. That was so beautiful. Like, come on now, Dudley couldn't have done that. Ash,
Yes, sir.
I was making sure you're there. I was like, he ain't said shit. Okay, so we meet the Dudley actor, and he's like,
His name is Paul. He's Edgar Allan
oh
Poe.
yeah,
Edgar Allan Poe.
Look,
That's he's the
I'll be
author.
honest.
He's the
I'll be
author.
honest.
He's the
He's a
author.
little bitch, but I'll be honest. Oh, bleep me out. My bad. Sorry.
Well, I swear to God, if you guys are gonna badmouth Poe, I'm leaving right now.
Oh my
You're gonna have
god.
to
Stop
use
being
that
a
as a
simp
weapon.
to Poe. He was already a simp.
Then somebody needs to say for him.
Look. He had a chance to get someone to send for him, and we all know what he did. Nothing. And we saw what happened to her. He could have stopped it. I'm just saying. But yeah, Poe. So Edgar Allan Poe. So he writes poems. He's real creepy looking. He gets bullied a lot.
He's
People
not.
beat him. Like people beat him up for fun. They try to kill him, cut his heart out. Like it's a thing. But you know, whatever. He likes it. He's like, oh, that's cool. He blames the wrong people for his life's problems. But
Who
he's
did he
loyal.
blame
He's
his
loyal.
life's
He's
problem
loyal
for?
in the end. And so they interview him, and he's pretty much like, well, I didn't know this man.
No, the thing is that
I heard-
Christian Bale was already like, this guy's too dumb to kill anyone, so he's out.
Yeah. And everyone at the school was like, Poe did it. Poe did it. It was him. Because he found the body. But yeah, Bill was like, he's like, there's literally a scene where they're accusing Poe, and Christian Bale's like, hold on. Have you seen this weirdo? He like shows a picture of him. Do you think this thing could kill anybody? Even beat anyone in a fight?
No,
You say
he was
that,
more
but
like,
Poe beat him
do
up.
you think this thing can even tie a noose?
like he went in on him, and the people at the school that were accusing him, they're like, you may have a point, sir.
They didn't want to
I-
admit, but they were like, yeah, you got a point.
I don't know why everybody hates Poe. He's awesome.
Man, fuck Poe.
Well, he's the weirdo, that's why people hate him.
Look, if Poe had a crush on me, I'd tell him, you know what? Okay. You gotta do something for me first.
Now, if Poe had a crush on me, I would be like, dear sir, I have a poem from you. Like, and I would be like, it's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I want to take my clothes off.
Yeah, I would like Poe if I was a girl. And she liked him, that psycho girl liked him.
No, she
Oh,
didn't.
She did!
No,
She's like,
Look, okay, so there's a girl in here. We'll just go ahead and spoil it for now. She's like one of the killers. She has strokes and shit. and pretty much Poe he's like real creepy with her. Like there's a scene where we're at her house, she's playing the piano, and her family they're just talking. The mom's trying to have sexual intercourse with Christian Bale. The dad's who's a hobbit, and the son they're like playing some game, and she's playing the piano. And we just see Poe on the couch, just staring at her like. And then once she finishes playing, she's like, "That's the most beautiful music I've ever heard." And she's like, "It was pretty trash, actually. I'm not very good at this."
Gosh. Like, it's some basic kids tune, bro. Yeah, that moved me. I really felt that in my heart.
And then like later on, like it's just him and her talking, and he's like reading her poetry. He's like, "Roses are red, violets are blue. Take my virginity, I would die for you." And then she's like, "Would you really die for me?"
And he was like,
"I'll do
"Yeah,
anything for you."
obviously, I'll do anything for you. You want
So
me to
she
do
takes-
something? I'll do it."
So she takes him to like this it's cabin. Her brother comes in, her mom comes in, and they give him drugs, and he starts tripping out, and he's like, "Bro, I can't see it. What's happening?" And she's wiping blood on her face, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Look, you said you'd do anything, so let's get this done." But yeah, so there's a killer, which turns out to be the whole family that's a killer, and the mystery is finding out who they are. We thought it was one. I don't think we ever assumed the whole family. It was just one person.
No, we knew the girl was the killer.
Yeah, the girl, yeah, but not like the whole family was involved.
Yeah.
Well, not the dad. So the dad
I
is like,
expected the brother too.
Dad
didn't
was
say.
dumb. Dad was too dumb to figure it out. And he was the guy they would call for
Yeah.
forensics. They were like, "Okay,
Yeah.
tell us how he died," and
No.
he was like, "Just fell."
he's a doctor.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to examine what happened to the body. You know, like NCIS or Law and Order stuff. They
But
take
he's
it to the
dumb.
coroner. That's what's his job at the military academy. And he was
You know,
terrible.
that's basically this movie. It's like an NCIS episode in the 1800s.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
So pretty much he was terrible. We assumed he was terrible at his job because like every time a body would show up, Christian Bale would be like, "Sir, did you even expect this corpse? Did you feel this right here?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't notice that." Turns out he knew all the bodies were what happened to them because his kids
Yep.
were killing them, as we find out later.
Up for them.
So he was trying to cover up for them. But the dude's just terrible at his job. He's a doctor who allows his kids to kill because he can't cure his daughter, who has like
Because his
seizures.
daughter, he's a doctor. He's like, I can't save my daughter, but maybe if she turns to Satan, the greatest doctor in the world, he'd probably help her. And
So,
somehow,
Like their great grandpa or something was a Satanist who performed rituals. So they have like this book.
and he killed
Yeah.
witches.
Yeah. So they have his book. So they found this spell. Pretty much, you take the heart from a person and their blood, and you use it, and it's curing her sickness, which like causes her seizures like this.
But
So
you
they-
know what's funny? Back in those days, if a woman was a little bit independent, a little bit too outspoken, she was a witch, and you would drown her. You would put like a piece of concrete on her feet, so she would drown, and you would just throw her down the river. She's like, there goes that independent woman right there. She was a witch.
If she survived, she actually is a witch. If she dies, she's actually human. It's like, oh my bad. But if she lives, she's a witch.
Yeah.
So pretty much this whole family, and the dad being the main, he's involved with the case. So the people who called him from the military academy, they work with him. Christian Bale was working with him. Everybody he saw, so he's trying to throw him off the scent. But I think the true beauty of this was not Edgar Allan Poe, but Christian Bale. Because
Nah, it was like I got a problem. We should mention though that throughout the movie, Poe kind of becomes the sidekick of like Christian Bale character.
Look,
Uh,
he's like the sad puppy.
yeah, no, they're both
that
working
you let
together to
follow
steal
you.
a parent.
Bro, he's a sad little puppy. And Christian Bale was so nice. He was
No, they
like,
got more
he was like,
friendship a little bit.
what friendship? He didn't even know about his daughter.
Bro, because he didn't tell him. He was like,
Because he's not his friend. That's why.
no, he was like, I don't like to talk about it.
He's like, I don't like you. He's like, I'd rather you get me killed than have to spend more time hanging out with you. He literally is like, turn me into the prison so they can kill me. I don't want to be friends with you.
Come on, bro. No, he
And
just
Edgar Allan Poe's lonely ass was like, I will never turn you in. You're my best friend. And this dude started crying after that. He was like, oh, God. I'm forced to be friends with this guy.
come. I would love to be friends with Poe. Poe's awesome.
Rock, you know, I always wondered,
Why you're so
why
dumb?
do those motorcycles always turn on when you're recording your podcast? So I did a little research like you would have done. Those motorcycles are actually your motorcycles, and you turn them on so that you can get high while you record your podcast. You could go to the gallows for that. Or you could be my best friend.
Nah, you know what? That end scene, Poe is like, Poe kind of appreciates the friendship that they develop.
What friendship?
Dude, I'm trying to be serious for a second. He kind of appreciates the friendship that they develop, and he also kind of understands the reasoning of why he did it. So that's he doesn't turn him in.
We're not gonna get into all the details of the movie, but it's pretty
Yeah,
much
this movie is not worth going over the details.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of movie.
so pretty much the whole as you said, that whole family, the dad who's like the doctor, his wife and his daughter and his son, they were killing everyone. But once Edgar Allan Poe gets saved before they kill him by Christian Bale, the daughter knocks over a candle. The barn sets on fire. The roof collapses, knocks her out. She's bleeding. The son hops on top of her, and he's like, "Oh no!" He doesn't drag her body. He's just crying next to her because we don't know if she's dead. We assume she's dead, but we don't know. He doesn't drag her body out, and then the whole roof collapses on him. And Christian Bale saves the mom, who will probably go to jail, and saves Weird Al Edgar Allan Poe. And Edgar Allan Poe's just like high. He's just looking at the flames, like, I set fire to the barn. My girl died. I love.
Well, the worst thing that happened to the parents was like the dad resigned from being a doctor, and the mother, they were like, oh no, she's already through enough pain, so we're not gonna do anything with her. Well, she's a Satanist. She was there during the ritual. He was like, bro, continue it. How is she not? How is she getting out scot free, bro? Like I don't get it. That made no sense.
Satan isn't real. What are you talking about? So all that happens. They get the bodies out, and pretty much he saved Edgar Allan Poe's weird ass. We find out the doctor, he resigned. They're not gonna do anything with the wife. Whatever. 3 people died. So we go to the end, and he goes back home. Christian Bale goes back to his home, little cabin in the woods. He's drinking again, like he needs it. And then we get to weird ass Edgar Allan Poe walking into his house. And he's like, "You thought you could leave me, best friend? I gotta thank you for saving my life." But
He didn't even say that. He just went up to him and was like, I know what happened. I figured everything out, and it was you.
And Christian Bale was like, you figured everything out? And he was like, yeah, my mama told me everything in yesterday's
My
dream.
mom told me, she speaks to me.
yeah, so it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute scene or whatever of just the 2 of them. It's nice. It's a nice scene. Don't get me wrong. And he's like, I know about your daughter. She didn't run away. Why didn't she tell me she was raped by those 3 guys that died? And they show the whole scene of her at the school and the 3 men assaulting her, which was a tough scene to watch. And then it shows her.
I've seen tougher scenes. Have you seen The Accused? That was just way tougher.
Look, it's not a competition.
It is to me.
So afterwards, then we get her running back to her dad, Christianbale, and he's like, "Honey, how was prom?" And she's crying. He's like, "Oh no!" Like she sees her dress is ripped, she's bleeding, and at that point, he's trying to help her, and eventually she kills herself, suicide. She walks to the top of the cliff, and she turns around. Her dad's there. He's like, "Don't do it, honey bunny. There's a better way."
Listen,
She's like,
I'm gonna say this if it sounds insensitive, but it's true. I've seen pornos where a girl bangs like 50 guys, and she doesn't kill herself after. This girl banged 3 guys, and she's like, "Oh no, I gotta kill myself now. Life is over."
okay, so I guess we should mention what rape actually is. It's not consensual. It's forced on person.
Whatever. Like I said, I've seen girls take like 50 loaves.
That's consensual. That's
And not kill themselves.
They literally sign up for that. That's the difference. This was she didn't want this.
Nah, she was weak. She was weak.
Oh my god, this guy. Look. So she turns around to her dad while she's at the cliff, and she's like, "I'm finally gonna be free." And she jumps. He's stunned. And then we get to Edgar Allan Poe like, "Oh my god, why didn't you tell me?" And he's like, and then Christianbale's like, "Why would I tell you? I don't even like you, bro. I needed you to help finish my quest."
Bro, that's something that you don't tell even to people that you like. How are you gonna make that? How are you gonna work into a casual conversation that you killed a bunch of guys because they raped your dog?
Whoa.
How do you work that in a conversation?
Not even, we haven't got to the killing part yet. It was just that his daughter got raped. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me? Bro, I thought we were bros." It's like, boy, I don't even like you.
I don't even like
Why would
you
I
like
tell
you.
you?
I
Why would I
hate
tell
you.
you any of that? You don't even, you love you, bro. Come on. So then we get to him being like, "That's an interesting story, but I know there's more to it." So I did a little research from this little notebook I had, and guess what? I found out the names of the people that were died. And isn't it a coincidence that the same people who raped your daughter were the same people who had their hearts removed? And then he's pretty much like, "You're gonna be my best friend, or I'm gonna tell the police." He pulls out a note. He's like, "I got proof. You did this." And Christianbale confesses. We get a little backstory. Like, he went up to he found one of them. He beat him up in the middle of the night. And the guy he beat up was snitching on everyone else. And then he just killed him. Like, if you're getting beat up that badly, don't snitch. Like,
Yeah,
he's gonna
you
kill
know
you
what?
anyway.
When I was watching that scene, I was curious. If you guys were being tortured like that, and you know that they're gonna kill you anyway, so why give up the information if you know they're gonna kill you anyway?
If you want information, you don't torture me. Second you start torturing me, I'm not saying anything.
Bro, they torture you to make you in a state where you say everything.
Bro, my state never changes.
Yeah, bro, you're a robot. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm a human being, okay? Just like
No,
you.
you're not.
Just like, look, I'm a human just like all of you, okay? But look, I have pride. If you're gonna hurt me, I will not comply.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. If I'm being tortured for information, if I think they're gonna leave me to live, I'm gonna live. I'm probably gonna snitch. But if I know I don't have any use for them anymore, and they're gonna kill me anyway, I will not snitch.
bro, just give
Because-
them wrong information. It's not like they would know that you said correct shit.
Oh yeah, you think they're gonna leave? Dude, once you have a prisoner and you're torturing him for information, even if they lie, you keep them as a prisoner. You don't let them free.
Oh.
So if they lie, you're gonna go back to the motherfucker. Why did you lie to me?
They're gonna kill me after I give them
tell you the
information.
truth, bro?
So I'll just give them wrong information. And I'll make
but
it
you gotta-
feel like it's actually the truth.
You gotta remember though, he raped his daughter. So there's a very small chance he's already beating the shit out of you in a public setting. It's nighttime, but it's a public setting. He's beating the shit out of you. Like, to think that he would let you live is crazy.
You know what? Christianbale really took advantage of the fact that electricity wasn't discovered yet, and everything was dark as fuck, because you couldn't see shit. Like every time they were asked, "Did you see somebody?" "No, sir. It was dark." It's really dark, bro. Like that's why they have candles everywhere and those little lanterns.
That scene, he had his cape and his mask on. He was like, "I am the knight."
Batman.
And then the guy was like, "Who said that? I can't see shit. It's too dark."
Vengeance. Who's there? You raped my daughter. No, who the fuck is that? And then boom, boom,
Who
boom.
helped you? Who helped you rape my daughter? So the guy snitches,
Bro, and they were like Christian people, so they probably would have thought that it was a demon, so they would have been like, no, it's my time to hell, go to hell, it's here.
So after he kills him, he cuts his heart out, and then so that whole family, like I said, their great whatever grandfather, whatever, he had a book about rituals they could do to stop the seizure. So they take the blood from the body and they use it, not necessarily the heart, but the blood, and they use it to kind of cure her seizures. And so then Christianbale left town after that, and the next day, that's when the people from the school called him up at the academy. And they're like, "Hey, we need your help with a murder." So he comes back and he finishes killing the other people, killed some sheep to make a distraction, took the hearts out, to put all the attention on the family. And he had all the information about them in a book that he got. And he also was plowing a waitress. And telling her
And waitress
everything.
snitched on him. That's why
Yeah.
you don't fucking blow
Yeah.
and say shit.
Cause like
You know what that waitress was? She was a gossip queen.
yeah,
She's like she would just reveal stuff to anybody who would talk to her.
like she talked to the one weirdo no one talked to, Edgar Allan Poe.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's not a weirdo. He's the best character in this movie.
He probably had to pay for that information too. She's like, "Oh, what you want, baby?" He's like, "I got 100 coins." Okay, we can have a good time.
No, first of all, nobody paid anybody in this film. When they went to the bar, he didn't pay the bartender. When he was
he did pay her.
he didn't get paid either.
He paid her a night.
I never saw money in this movie. Honestly.
Look. He's not a detective for money. He's a detective for respect.
Oh, please.
Who would accuse a detective of murder?
He needed to be paid, bro. Like, I
He
wouldn't
needed
work
to be
for free.
He got paid in vengeance.
I wouldn't solve my own murders for free. Certainly not.
Look, he's like, "Look, officer, if I had killed these people, which I didn't, I wouldn't do this for fun." So he's doing these cases. He figures out the family is doing ritual stuff. He turns it on them, and that's what happens. The dad didn't know. Well, the dad wasn't directly involved, but he saw the bodies, so he knew the kids.
And dad
were
knew,
involved.
but he was looking the other way, basically.
And the wife was directly involved. The son was directly involved, and obviously the daughter did it to stop her like seizures or whatever. And he saved Edgar Allan Poe. And now we're at the final scene. Edgar Allan Poe's like, "Okay, I know all this. I'm gonna go get you at the gallows for killing all those people." And pretty much at this point, Christianbale's like, "Bro, I saved your life. Fine."
You never thought of that.
No, that's what that was the look on his face, like, "Bro, really?" And he takes out his like proof that he did all that stuff, his notes, and hands it to him. He's like, "Go ahead, tell him." And he takes a drink. He's like, "I'ma die, not your friend." And then Edgar Allan Poe is walking away. He stops at the door. He puts it in a candle, and then Christianbale just starts crying, and I'm crying too. I'm like, "Oh my
You don't
god!"
cry ever, bro. You don't have feelings. You don't have tears in your body.
I downloaded them. Okay, I do have tears. It's a new update though. It takes a while to work, but they're there. Look, and then so he's burning the letter, and he turns around to Christianbale, and he's like, "You'll be my best friend forever." And Christianbale starts crying, and then he leaves. Look, I would have cried too. And then we get the whole. And then before he leaves, he's like, "Edgar, let me tell you something. I think life would have been better if my daughter had met you that night." And Edgar Allan Poe's like, "I'm a little weirdo. How would she have met me? I've never talked to a female without paying her." And Christianbale's like, "Oh, that's true. Well, we could have been a nice family. You seem like a nice kid. That's a little weird." But she did it. And he takes her little ribbon that she had on, her dress, goes to the cliff, throws it off. And besides that big ending, was like we get the whole story that Christian Bale was a killer, the person who killed the people, and they just used the body for a ritual. It was a little. The movie itself, like in between that, was mostly like him looking for clues. Like the people who worked at the school were like, "You're trash at your job," and he was like, "Okay." He was interviewing people that some of the military guys, and pretty much they're all like scared, shaking in their boots, like, "What? I've never even seen a gun, sir."
They didn't even show a gun in this movie. The most they showed us like a knife and that thing you hit people in the back of the head with. But you know, it's funny.
Giant helmets.
It's funny when they were saying like, "Oh, you're doing an awful job," I would have been like, "You're not even paying me. So why am I gonna work hard to solve my own murder? I mean, somebody else's."
It's like,
No, that's why he was working hard so that he can frame someone else.
That's true.
I'm volunteering to do all this. What do you like?
And
if I had committed
nobody
this
was like,
murder-
okay, why would a detective of such caliber volunteer for this?
Yeah, because he had a big name beforehand, and pretty much, I guess they said in the beginning he's a drunk because he drinks a lot because of his daughter. We
No, because he has 2 beers a day. He's not a drunk, bro. He's just a casual drinker.
Yeah, and Edgar Allan Poe is a freaking weirdo.
Yeah, he's a little bit into. He's heavy into poems. He's heavy into staring at women in a creepy way. He's a bro at that.
And making
Like-
poems
like-
about
like-
screwing women and watching them nude.
Like when he's like what people call a simp. Like when you think simp, you think Edgar Allan Poe in this movie. He's like, I would do anything just to feel your skin. And she's like, you'll do anything for me? Let me sacrifice your body to my Lord and Savior Lucifer. Okay, I'll do it for you. And he was cool with it until he saw the brother try to stab him. He was like, oh, I'm not into dudes. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
The brother's
And then-
name was Artemis.
We don't care.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't. He was just kind of like there in the movie. He didn't play a big part.
Look, he a whole roof could fall on top of him. I don't care.
Even the psycho girl, satanic girl, she didn't even play that big of a role. I mean, she did later on in the movie, but at the beginning of the movie, she wasn't even a suspect. They even introduced her.
Literally, we all thought, we're like, oh, it's her. Because, like, one of the points in the investigation, he was like, Christianbale was like, are you sure it was a man? It could be a woman. And all the people at the academy are like, that's impossible. It has to be a man. And then she appears, and we're like, okay, it's her. I guess it wasn't her. But still, it's her.
No, it's her. And they introduced her like midway through the movie, not at the beginning.
Yeah, like overall, I would say this movie's it's not bad, but it's not good. You know? Like,
The performances in it weren't that bad. I like Christian Bale. I don't think.
Yeah, I love Christian Bale. Like, honestly, if Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't interested, Christian Bale could get it.
And when it comes to like speaking like a character from that era and the whole accent and the old timey accent, that's why I like Paul, because I thought his performance was the most like genuine to that era. Christian Bale too, but Christian Bale was a little bit more subtle. The guy with the jowl, the commander, has the like the that guy. Also looked like he was from that era. So
They all look like they were from that era.
most of them, but the soldiers were like, they just seemed like shy people. Who knew they turned out to be rapists?
Well, they weren't those soldiers. Like, obviously, most of them weren't rapists. It was
Oh,
just-
and by the way, one of them got away. Apparently, I think, because he said that one of them got away.
the hunt's not over.
There's gonna be a sequel.
It's gonna be Edgar Allan Poe looking for him. My best friend needs me. I must solve the case of the last person who raped his daughter. And he just gets beat up by the guy. It was the acting was good. I like the music too.
They know.
It just this is the story.
myself. Music was shit.
Look, you're just mad because they stole your beat.
No, that is all right. The songs were good too, and the acting was good.
The the nighttime, like you said, there's a lot of darkness in this movie. It worked for this. Like he's Batman, it worked.
Dude, imagine living in that era where you don't have electricity and all you have to light is a candle. That's why those houses burn down. What do you expect? Every time there's a candle in the house, it's gonna burn it down eventually.
Like that was the dumbest scene. Like okay, he comes in, don't do it. She's literally nowhere near a candle. She steps back, looks for the
No,
nearest candle, knocks it over on purpose. It
I
literally show her
agree.
grabbing it and throwing it on the floor.
And not only is a dumb scene, it's a scene that they repeat in a lot of movies. It happened in Rubito. It happened in a bunch of movies, bro. Every time there's a candle, somebody's gonna knock it over, and it's gonna burn the whole place down.
You know, they just want to
Before we
say
do
that
this,
don't keep
you wanna-
candles in your house. They're anti-candle. There is like a lobby in the Hollywood against candles. They don't want you to have candles.
House, but they're not lit. I don't trust them. I'm not gonna lit a candle. That's just suicide.
Like, look, I have night vision goggles. I don't need a candle. No, we need this one candle, okay? Not that what's the worst could happen? It's scented. It makes the room fun. Look, I don't want no candles near me. They go into the room. They see the ghost with the night vision goggles. The ghost pulls out a lighter, lights the candle. One of them kicks the candle over. The room sets on fire. They all die.
It happens way too often in movies.
Like, it's stupid. You could just literally candles. It takes a while for it to light up. I know it's wood and there was like in a barn area. You could have put that shit out quick. But hey, whatever. They were threatened by Edgar, or not Edgar, by Christian Bale's character, who got beat up twice because he's old. And they had 3 people in the room, and somehow all 2 of them died.
You know, the thing about this movie is, even though it's not bad,
Not good. It doesn't
it's-
keep your interest, bro.
I would say it's more good than bad, but not by much. But the thing is, it's very slow-paced film, and it's
Which-
very
Which is fine, I think.
yeah. It's a conscious effort. It's not a mistake that they made it that way, but that's kind of what drags the movie down a little bit. But at the same time, I can't imagine them, making it more actiony or anything like that. It wouldn't have made it better. Honestly.
It's a murder mystery. The only action you really need is when you finally find the murderer.
Yeah.
Maybe a
That's
few
true.
scenes before that, like with the murderers like looking for you, but they don't need much action. And I think it was more just getting to the point of we're trying to take all the clues we've gotten, figuring out who the killer is. And they got us, because I wasn't suspecting it was Christian Bale. I completely forgot about his daughter, honestly.
At one point in the movie, I suspected everybody, but as the plot went along, I started to take off some suspects, and I did take off Christian Bale as a suspect, but he
got
ended up, yeah, he got me at the end.
You can go to his cabin and be like, I know you did it. And he'll pull out some wine and be like, oh, well, my daughter was raped. And he'll be like, oh my gosh. And he'll give you a note that's all the proofs you need. You can take it and he'll be hung. Or you can burn it.
When that scene was happening, I was saying it out loud, "Don't turn him over, Poe." I guess if I was in
we
situation,
were like Poe's a bitch. A creepy ass
no,
boy.
I mean,
A
You
simp.
Even-
were the only one defending him.
okay, let's say that one of us, all 3 of us are friends, right? Let's say one of us kills a person,
Who?
and we have to help somebody. We have to help them hide it or keep the secret. Would you guys keep that secret?
Yeah.
Who killed it? Who killed it? Who killed him?
Bro, I'm not gonna give you the details, all right? Personal. All you gotta know is not to tell the police. Can I trust you guys?
Who did you kill?
I'm not gonna say. You don't know him, all right?
Bro, we will know because we are hiding the bodies.
Yeah. So this is just a hypothetical. None of us are killers.
Oh, for sure.
Hypothetical, you know?
I certainly didn't
No.
kill my mom.
So
Oh my.
you killed your
And just
mom.
because she brought donuts and they weren't glazed, I'm like, what the hell are you thinking? Why would you bring donuts that don't have sugar in them?
Okay, like, I'll keep this secret as long as like you got to be honest about the situation. But yeah, I'll keep it a secret.
No, that's what. Honestly, people hate to admit it, especially because we live in a cancel culture era. Like if you're a YouTuber or something, and your friend does something bad, you're supposed to betray him and cut him out of your life. Like, but real friends in real life, we hide our secrets. Isn't that? Am I wrong?
I would never.
Oh, don't you want to admit it? You're a pussy.
I would never tell a friend secret. It's my friend. Like you have to do something really foul for me to. Like,
Exactly. But most people, exactly.
Like,
Most people.
I kill your mom over donuts. Like I would snitch so fast.
Well, you didn't even know her. I told you.
No, Chaos, you were supposed to understand. You hate your mom.
I mean, that's a pretty good reason. Why would you eat a donut without sugar, bro?
But it's
Vegan.
glazed, right? So it is sweet.
No glaze.
Oh, no glaze. Just bread?
Yeah, it just doesn't taste like anything.
Ask's gonna fly over to your place and kick the body.
No.
You should have put glaze.
Bro,
bitch.
at that point, just eat, like, just buns. Because isn't that all it is now?
Exactly. That's why I'm mad, and that's why the situation escalated.
Why would you
Right?
pay money and buy donuts, which are more expensive than buns, just to eat it without sugar?
The only difference is
Why? Why did she do that? Does she
Exactly. You're starting to get it, don't you?
does she have diabetes?
She does.
So of course she would do that. What the hell, bro? You wanted to die?
Why do we both have to suffer?
so. I think the only difference is this movie was like 1800s. Technology has advanced. They're gonna listen to your podcast and be like, what's he saying about killing his mom for donuts without glaze? What is this guy?
Bro,
It's like,
don't
who
they
are you
have
talking
sugar-free
to?
glaze these days? I bet they do.
They do, but you know.
Yeah, she could have
Imagine
just...
being a diabetic in the 1800s, and then you suddenly find that nobody knows what the hell happened to you. You're like, what's wrong with this guy? He's always eating candy, and he's faints all of a sudden. Like, what is his condition? I don't know.
And he
He's just
doesn't
a weirdo.
heal. If he bleeds, he keeps bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. It doesn't stop. What the hell is wrong with him, doctor? Well, looks like a curse. We have to evaluate.
I think he's a witch.
Have you read this book about Lucifer? He has some rituals that could cure this.
Imagine in the book.
Stop eating candy, bitch.
In the satanic book, there's actually it actually explains diabetes. In the book, it's actually helpful.
Are you fainting a lot? Are you eating too much and getting sick, peeing all the time? You might have something we call diabetes.
Take it from me, Satan.
Don't
Oh,
eat too
no.
much sugar. Work out. We gotta make it medicine for you. But if you want the medicine, I got a quick cure for you.
Yo, I have a question.
the
How
heart.
how did the dad know that his daughter only has 3 months to live?
He's a doctor.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he doesn't do shit, bro. He does a shitty job. I'm pretty sure she just have seizures and he's like, okay, you're gonna die in 3 months.
I'm assuming the other people with seizures only live for like that long. So they're like, we can't do anything. It's gotta be the same. Because like he seems very unqualified. There's no actual proof. Maybe he went to like a real doctor.
Yeah. Every time somebody's sick, he's like, I'm not gonna treat you. We're gonna go to a real doctor.
I'm just a coroner, honestly, and I don't even know how to do that. Let's go see someone for real.
I left the Shire with aspirations to become the doctor, but it didn't quite work, so I had to do this job.
Look. Where I'm from, we have this guy named Dr. Gandalf. He solves all our stuff. Okay, I really don't know anything.
If they had
Is it-
Dr. Blackjack, he would have saved the daughter.
You did mention he had a nice house, and he did. And there was a nice
Bro,
camp in the
imagine how
movie.
many people he killed with his misdiagnosis to build that house. People were, oh, you have nothing, died of heart attack. Oh well, that's unfortunate.
I thought he just had a headache.
Oh, you're losing so much weight. You're looking great, man. I don't know why you're talking to me.
Turns
Guys
out,
from she's got three food worms in her body, eating everything.
Yeah, people back then were just winging it. Even the scientists, they were starting to discover stuff, but
That
they didn't
scene,
know.
that scene where he's like, "You're a man of science. You're not supposed to believe in the devil."
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
never-
well, I believed in it.
And the dad's like, he's crying, like, "I don't even know what science
Bro,
is."
imagine he used Bible to give his diagnosis first, and then he was like, okay, Bible doesn't work, maybe the Satan book will.
Oh, you're having locust. You got locust
Yeah.
on you. You
Yeah,
only
my-
got 4 days to live.
That reminds me, like what you said, Ash, reminds me that when Corona started happening, there was a church that were like, we refuse to close. God will protect us from the coronavirus. Like half of them died.
Oh my god. Well, God definitely did protect half of them, the other half were not.
I guess God protected the good half, the actual Christians, not the perfect Christians.
I mean, I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, this movie was like I think you said it best. It was good, but it wasn't that good.
No, you know, overall, I would say it was good. It's just the tone of it is kind of slow paced. It's not something like Sherlock Holmes that was just like very actiony and very Hollywood.
They've kind of ruined Sherlock Holmes. Let's be honest here.
I like those movies, but those movies are like Marvel
would.
films for
You
like
would.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's because they're the same Marvel actors in it.
Yeah, God damn it, Robert Downey Jr. always plays the same like smart ass role every time he plays.
I'm
it.
the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Oh yeah, that was a good role though. Yeah.
Shout out to Ted Speedman. We love you.
I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr., but he's kind of been typecasted as that guy, the smart ass, like witty, fast talking guy.
That's Ryan Reynolds.
You know, Ryan Reynolds, I don't think is charming at all. I mean, I don't hate him, but
He's a good looking dude. Okay.
I don't
Look,
think.
if I was into men and I saw Ryan Reynolds, I'd be like, if Leonardo DiCaprio don't want it, you can get it.
Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds
let's
went
get the
from
silence.
Scarlett Johansson to Blake Lively. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's. What would you rank this movie?
Out of
1 is
10.
the worst, or 0 is the worst. 10 is the best. What would you give this ranking? The pale
Somebody-
blue line.
Somebody go first. I'll go last.
I'll
Okay,
go first, okay.
Go ahead, Ash.
5.2 out of 10.
Damn. Respect
Fair.
though.
Fair.
I
Well,
would give, since even though it's my week, so I should be going last. I'll go second. I'll give this movie
That's gonna be one, buddy.
a 5, a 6, 6 on the dot. I'll give it a 6 on the dot.
I give it a 5.5. Even though
So 5.5. I'd say that's fair.
Bro, if this movie didn't have Christian Bale, I would give it a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5. Like Christian Bale's why I wanted to watch. Cause
no,
we all-
if
we
it was
love
Leonardo
Christian Bale.
DiCaprio, I would have watched it too. I would have liked it.
Oh yeah. If Leo
Oh, yeah,
DiCaprio was in this-
definitely, yeah.
Look, if Leonardo DiCaprio was in this as the detective, and I'd be Edgar Allan Poe. Like I want to be your best friend. I
Chaos
ain't
would-
snitching on you,
Bro, Chaos would hate Poe even more. Chaos would be like, fuck you! How dare you talk to my Leonardo DiCaprio like that?
Yeah, I would. I've never forgiven Denzel. What's his name? The dude from Django. The black guy, Jamie Foxx.
What's the name of the guy from Gladiator? Russell something?
Russell. Wow, did you say Russell something?
Russell Crowe.
Oh.
Yeah, Russell Crowe would also could have played the part of like Christian Bale, and I would have liked it.
I haven't seen any Russell Crowe movies lately. Has he stopped acting?
Yeah. No, he's actually Gladiator or Zeus in the Marvel world.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, dude, why are you coming back to Love and Thunder? Everybody
No,
wants to
he
forget
was not in
him.
Love and Thunder, right? This was before. This was in the.
He's doing like dumb stuff now. He's actually in a movie that came out a few weeks ago. I never got a chance to see it in theater. It actually came removed from my theater. He's been in movies recently.
He was pissed when people were asking him about
okay,
Gladiator 2.
The Pope's Exorcist, bad movie.
Oh.
Land of Bad, that's the one I didn't see.
He's doing
That's
crappy
about it.
movies. He's like Robert De Niro
Yeah.
now. Like he's old and he does crappy
No,
movies.
bro, Robert De Niro has fallen from grace, honestly. And honestly, he deserves it.
He never had grace. Let's be
Bro,
honest.
the
He's
funniest
able to
part
get-
is there's like a super crappy movie and you are like, why the fuck is Robert De Niro in this?
Bro, I'm looking at Russell Crowe's shit. It says the greatest beer run ever. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Let's wrap up this episode though.
Okay.
Sorry about wrap up this episode.
We have
Alright.
wrapped up.
So we give it like a 5.5.
Yeah.
Man movie. I wouldn't watch it honestly.
Yeah, I would never watch it again.
No, you know what?
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. Fuck you.
No, dude, shut up.
Don't bleep me out. Fuck you.
This is the best.
Yes, Edgar Allan Poe.
Uh,
Trash ass poems.
it's not a movie I regret watching, but I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah,
But I
nobody
don't
will
remember.
watch it again.
Fair.
Just one
I
time
agree.
watch, that's it. And that too for Christian Bale.